Hello and welcome to Sidequest. This is our weekly video game show here at Geekverse, and I am your host, Dylan Muss. I have with me two guests today, the Clown Prince of Secrets, Travis Snell. How are you doing, my friend?
Good. Good to be back on SideQuest. I can't remember the last time I was on. I think it's been a long minute, not a quick minute, so I don't know.
I think like 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe.
I guess the X-Men thing, is that it?
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. That was
It's
the
a
start
month
of the
now.
season of X.
Yeah, but now we're on episode 5 of X-Men, so that's a month ago.
I was there
I
as
guess
well,
so.
so it's you
Yeah.
can't get enough of me, this guy.
Not Taylor, though. He'll never
This-
do
this
SideQuest
trio.
with us. Taylor has a rule. No side. He just wants Dylan alone, you know?
Yeah, he wants me to get alone in that room. And we also have with us the Rogue, Kirklin Patzer, of course, as we just mentioned. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very good. I'm happy to be here. It was too bad we weren't able to get together last week, but you're sounding much better now, so I'm excited to talk some quests on the side.
Some quests on the side. Yeah, last week's episode got a little delayed because of my sickness, and then me and Kirkland, our schedule didn't line up, and so I just did a little solo episode where I talked about Blotro for a half an hour, which is a really great game that you guys should check out because you both like poker, so I think you would like it.
Okay. I'll put it
worth,
on.
never
I
heard of
gotta make that. I gotta sign into that app. That app you always talk about, the letterbox for games. I gotta make it because
Oh yes, Backloggd. Yeah.
I gotta make a attack plan here soon. So
That's a good $20 game, but it's just eating up the hours out of my day. It's really, really great.
Nice.
Other shout outs, make sure to check out the Patreon to get episodes early and ad free. Leave a review, join our Discord, all that good stuff. You can wishlist my game on Steam. It's called Potion Problem. I'm gonna announce the release date very soon. Isn't that exciting?
Oh wow.
That's
Isn't that
spicy. That's spicy
That is
news.
exciting,
Congratulations, sir.
Very soon, so stay tuned to the feeds. Also, relevant to this is that we will be reviewing the Fallout TV show. We're actually recording it right after this. Travis, right? You finished the season
Yeah,
today?
that was my bad. We were a little delayed, but yeah, I did. No, I did. I did finish it.
So yeah, that's
watching it
very
right now.
exciting. I'm yeah. So we'll break down all of that, all at one, because of course they dropped the season all at once.
Yeah.
Which is funny. So they of course that show came out, and there's been a lot of speculation last few months of like, okay, what is Bethesda going to do in anticipation of this show? What kind of release are they going to do? Not much, but they announced that they're finally doing like the current gen upgrade for the game, which is like, okay, the game came out in 2015 for Fallout 4. I'm talking about the game came out in 2015. The current gen consoles came out in like 2020, so it's like it's 4 years old at this point.
They're
So
waiting.
I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing, but also like that gets me excited to want to jump back in. I didn't realize that they hadn't done that update yet, but I definitely want to jump in with those 60 frames looking all good on the Series X there. But the thing that also then kind of killed my hype a bit is I was very looking forward to this big Fallout 4 mod that was going to come out this month called Fallout London, which is just this huge community mod of like just a new Fallout game in London using the Fallout 4 engine and everything. But they delayed that because this huge current gen update's going to fuck with a bunch of things that I'll probably screw up their
Smart,
mod.
though.
So
That sucks, but smart.
I know I feel bad for those people making the mod, but hopefully not too much is screwed over and they can release it pretty soon.
I
I'll
cursed it
definitely
because the
talk
next
about that.
side quest I was on, that was the title. I said, "What's this
Yes,
Fallout
yeah.
London?" And now that's not the title of that episode anymore.
Yeah, I got nuked into the out of existence.
Now, this days, I've been thinking about. I like I said, that's why I got to make an attack plan. There's still a couple games I'd like to finish. I may want to do Elden Ring, but yeah, I thought this definitely, when we do the review, got the Fallout juices going. Of man, I'd like to take a couple strolls in the wasteland, see what's going on. And
Where would you go? Would you go Fallout 4 again, or would you go to one you haven't played yet?
well, that's a good question. That's why I need an attack plan. I think if I just wanted to get a taste of Fallout, then it would be Fallout 4. But if I made a plan where like, I should try some new, then it would be one of the ones I hadn't played before. So I think all depending on the scheduling. So I think Fallout 4 would be more likely because I got, I'm already set up. I got a path I'm going on. There's some side quests I'm sure I was working on. So that'd probably be the route. But it's definitely on my calendar more because we'll tell the review. But definitely good job at like capturing that aura of the game. So yeah, check out the review because if you like games, sure we'll be making lots of comparisons. So
Yeah. Any other shout-outs from you guys? Because we have a newscast the season of X, so we're doing X-Men, but any other shout-outs?
no, yeah, just X-Men. There's lots of reviews next couple weeks with for movie side Fallout, Planet of the Apes. Me and Kirkland jumped back in Rebel Moon this week.
Hell
So,
yeah.
so yeah, lots of fun little reviews coming up. But I'm trying to think if anything. And I guess the next series for the patrons is the Alien series is starting up this weekend. So look out for that for movie wise. But yeah, that's it.
Okay, let's get right into it here. First off, I have a little secret segment for you guys, which is that like about a week and a half ago, you guys did a Monkey Man review. Okay, and on that review, you talked about how, first of all, that we should name our like different GV combos.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is fun. But then also, you were talking about a Mario game that had like certain tag teams to it. Which, you know, Travis, I appreciate. You always give me so much credit as a that I know everything, but I did not know what you were talking about. I thought it sounded cool, but I didn't know what you were talking about. But I looked into it, and apparently a handful of Mario Party games have had this feature, which is that if you like, you're playing this tag team mode, and if you pick certain character combos, it comes up with a fun name that each of them have, and it's like a bespoke name for each combo. So in my defense, maybe I've played some of these Mario Party games, but I never owned any of them, so I never jumped into like this tag team mode to experience it. But I thought, you know, this is a video game show. Why don't we make a little game out of this? We're gonna do a little battle between you guys to see if you guys can guess I'm gonna give you the team name, and you have to guess who are the people that make up this team.
Okay.
And I think it'll be harder than you expect. So I'm gonna give you guys. You can have each 3 hints, and if you ask for a hint, I'll give you one of the 2 people in the team, and hopefully that helps you find it. So we'll go back and
hint
forth.
Just the answer?
No. Like you get 3 hints overall. I have 20 team names here.
But then you said one of the hints is the other team.
You have 3 hints each. Okay, so you have 3 that you can use across your question.
And one of those hints is half the equation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said.
But you know, if it's one,
I'm
going to give you like whatever I think the more easy of the 2 would be. So I just think this is going to be a lot harder than you expect, which is why I want to give some hints in there.
Can we? And you can say no. Can we have any frame of reference for which era this Mario Party game is in, like the decade?
Yeah, I was gonna.
I believe it was like Mario Party 5, 6, 7, and 8 or something like that.
Wii era.
Wii GameCube era.
Late GameCube.
Yeah.
Who's on the cover of the Wii? That's the one I'd be thinking of now.
Wii Fit Trainer and
no characters that like. I'm trying to think of the newest Mario character that would exist.
No, new characters don't make it into Mario Party though. Mario Party is always just the classics, right? Like other than I feel like
it usually
Daisy
is,
and maybe a Toad, like that's like an exclusive club.
There's
If
a
you're
couple
Mario
freaks
Party,
in these lists, so be prepared to do some deep cut hunting here.
I'm trying to think of like certain villains that might be. a little
probably
more
like
niche.
Dry Bones.
Yeah,
Bowser
start thinking
Jr.,
about some characters. But here's how it's going to work. I have 20 team names, and whoever wants to go first. So I'll pick you. I'll give you the team name. You have to guess. If you don't get it, the other person can steal for that round. Okay, and then we'll go to the next person, and then we'll do that down, and then we'll see who has the best score when it's all said and done. Okay, so here's the prime example is if you pick Mario and Luigi on a team, you get the Mario Bros. That's the team name. Pretty simple stuff, right?
Yeah.
But that's as easy as it gets.
I'm nervous.
There's a couple in here that are pretty easy. Who wants to go first?
I'll volunteer as trivia.
Age before
I'll
beauty.
go first. Yeah.
Kirkland, I think you get an easy softball here. Who are the sweetest couple?
The sweetest couple?
The sweetest couple.
I feel like there's an easy answer to this, but I'm really focusing on the sweetest part of that. I don't want to overthink it. I'm just going to go Mario and Peach.
And Mario and Peach it is. Good there. Good job. 1 point for you right there. Travis, who are the nice couple?
It's gonna be like his uncle was Joe Jr. and like the nice couple.
The nice couple.
I guess I'll just go Luigi and Daisy.
You don't want to hear the curveball here? Well, I'll say it's not that. It's not that. Kirkland, you get to steal.
Okay.
So it's not Daisy. Apparently there's a curveball coming in. I mean, already curveball was given. Let's go. That doesn't make sense. I don't know.
What are you thinking?
Bowser and Peach?
No, that is not.
I feel bad for Shay. That's your
complete opposite.
I don't think Bowser is playable in any Mario
Okay,
Party
that
game because
makes
he's always like the
No,
villain.
unfortunately, yeah.
I could be wrong. Maybe the one where
No,
there's
I
the
think-
fucking train, whatever that one was.
Yeah, I feel like he must have been in one. I won't search right now to spoil anything, but
But the nice couple is Mario and Daisy. Isn't that weird?
Oh, yeah, that is weird.
have they ever been canonically together?
Other than this Mario Party game, I don't think so.
It was a wild party.
Nice couple, though.
Yeah.
I just thought it was so weird that they would clarify them as a couple. That's a very strange thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so no points there. We're back to...
And that's their team name. So if you play as Mario and Daisy, they're called the nice couple.
Yeah,
Weird.
strange. I know.
Okay.
Okay, here's the next one for you, Kirkland.
Okay.
Sugar and Spies.
Sugar and Spies. I want to say Daisy and Luigi or Waluigi.
Wrong. Travis, chance to steal. Sugar and Spies.
We should start asking for hints. I don't get
Yeah, you
hints
have
on the
3
steal,
each.
right? Only on my first ones.
You can go for it because Kirkland didn't use his. If you want.
Sugar and Spy. Okay, so do I just say hint or do I ask you like is it like the Guess Who and I ask you like a descriptor? Like is this person this
Do they
color?
have a hat?
Yeah, like that, right? Like what is
No. You just ask for a hint. I'll give you
Okay.
one of the 2 characters in it.
Okay, yeah, and I get 3 hints.
You get 3 overall.
Yeah, give me a hint.
Okay. Sugar and Spies. Wario is one of Sugar and Spies.
Yeah, I figured Kirkland you were on the right path with Wario Luigi because I just feel like Spies
Yeah.
has to be them. So Sugar. I could see a case for Peach. I'm not saying that. I will say final answer. I could see a case. Like who else we should give me that second hint? Give me that second hint.
You want to use your no, I'm not doing.
Oh wait,
that.
do I only get?
Well, you can't use
the
this. You
answer?
can't use a hint on the same the same one.
Oh, I get 3 overall.
You got to save your hints. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was for each. I was trying to clarify.
No.
Okay,
3 hints overall.
But then he would just give you the answer. There's no other hints
I
that he
was
can
like,
give
it's
you.
flawed. Okay, that's fine.
Is
Okay,
he
so
wearing
one
a
of them's
hat?
I can tell you who
Wario.
it's not. It's not Rosalina. There
Yeah,
you
can
go.
I,
There's
can
your free
I
hint.
have a repeat of the name?
Sugar and Spies.
Thank you. I'm gonna go with Peach and Wario.
You got it. Nice job.
Yes, the hint.
Sugar and Spies.
Yeah.
Okay, Travis, it's still you here because that was a steal. Barbecue ribs. These are all legit, by the way. I'm not making up
What were
any
they
of these.
smoking when they made this Wii game? Barbecue ribs. Oh, yeah. I'll say my hints now because me and Kirkland are tied 1-1 right now. So I gotta say those hints
1-1.
for later. I don't want to say my thinking because I don't want to give Kirkland any tips here. So barbecue
name.
ribs, hey?
Barbecue ribs. Oh, yeah.
It's a good team name.
I think this is in multiple games, too, actually. So it's not just like some silly one-off. I could be wrong about that.
I'm gonna say this is gonna be wrong. I'm gonna say Bowser Jr. and Dry Bones.
Wrong.
Okay.
But it was a good, valiant guess.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna use my. I'm gonna use a Travis strategy here and use my hint.
Okay. Travis was
Scared you're
right
gonna
about
give me the
Dry
one I want.
Bones.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
figured
Dry
the
Bones is
ribs,
one of them.
right? Yeah, I was like, that's probably
So who would be the
so that's my
barbecue
hint,
in
eh?
this equation?
right. That's why I went with Junior because if Bowser's not playable and Junior, who else is fire?
I mean Mario, so I'll go Mario and Dry Bones.
You got it.
Damn.
Barbecue ribs, Mario and Dry Bones.
But can't they all be fire if you get the flower power? Right? Anybody could have that.
But like Dylan
Yeah.
also said multiple games, so I feel like okay, well if
Yeah.
that pairing is multiple games, Dry Bones has been in multiple. I know Mario's been in all of them. So
Okay, we're back to you, Kirkland,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
yes,
Total Creeps.
total creeps. Well, Toad definitely has to be one of them. I would hope, and then for the creep. This is where it's like, man, which villain is a playable character?
It's
here?
total, not total.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a pun going there.
But
Total creeps.
I mean, feel free to pick
I'm
them
a
if you want. But
I'm gonna go Wario and Waluigi.
ooh, wrong.
I would have thought that too, Kirkland. The only thing is though, it's total creep. So now it's just my question of like, was Boo a playable character? Right? That's what it comes down to me. Is like because he'd fit in the creeps, but that would mean
Boo does appear on some of these.
yeah. So I'm gonna go Boo and Dry Bones.
You guys are very close together. It's Waluigi and Boo.
Oh my god,
total-
That's pretty hard,
Waluigi
eh?
and Boo. That's a
pretty
weird.
hard.
I like it, but
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
I don't like that pairing in the name. It's a little too off.
Okay, back to Travis. Rotten eggs.
Okay, so I'm gonna again not final answer. I'm saying in my mind. I feel
Sure.
like Yoshi could be good because he throws eggs. So I feel like that's a so rotten egg. So then who's rotten? And you got lots of rotten options. You got Wario, you got Waluigi, you got Toad. He's always a rotten little individual, right? But I'm gonna say Wario and Yoshi. Final
Oh.
answer.
Wrong.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Waluigi and Yoshi.
No.
Oh no.
The egg in this equation is Birdo. So it's
no!
Birdo and Wario.
Oh no! Crap! I forgot about Birdo.
Kirkland, you ready
Birdo.
for a super hard one? If these ones have already
Yes.
been hard,
I'm ready.
who are the barn builders?
the barn builders? I'm gonna
Can
take
you
a
believe
hint
that
on
these
this
are the
one.
canon names for these teams? It's
Yeah.
so weird.
Like some
I'm trying to think of a builder character. I'll take a hint though. I'll use
Okay.
my second one.
Oh, you're gonna use your hint? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be nice here. Hammer Bro.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have even thought of him actually.
Yeah, that's
The
why I
barn
gave you that one.
builders.
So Hammer Bro and the Barn Builders. Okay.
And I will say, I'll give you another hint on top of that, which is
Okay, I'll take
Two
it.
hints. 2 hints for free.
which is that this makes no sense in my mind. That's your hint. So,
I'll go. That deters me from a guess because I feel like I'm trying to go for like a one that might make
I
sense.
mean, maybe I'm missing out on some lore that would make it make sense, but
The barn builders. I'm gonna go. Dry Bones and Hammer Bro.
wrong.
Oh, okay.
All right, Travis, you get a steal, and you already know one of them. So
Yeah.
You can't use your hint for the other answer.
Yeah. Can't get another. Yeah.
This is what Taylor's missing out on.
Hammer Bro.
This
Yeah.
is what Taylor misses when he.
an impossible quiz. Yeah.
And did you just take select ones, or is this is every team name in the?
No, I picked the ones that I thought were the most fun
Okay. As like
or
where you're
interesting
from.
or weird.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
impossible.
There are some easier. There are some. Honestly, not a lot of them are that easy. They did not have a lot of softball ones.
Oh boy, I'm gonna say DK and Hammer Bro.
No, I don't think DK.
I don't
'Cause
think
I
he's
know
in
he's-
there, but I wasn't sure because he's in like 1 to 5, I think.
Yeah,
and
and the
then he
lists
stops
I looked at,
for-
like I didn't see any DK, so I think he was
Okay.
just. So he's obviously in like Mario Party 2 and then Superstars and stuff.
At least
but
we got that way because I just thought maybe barn
Yeah.
and building the muscle.
Good info. It's Daisy in Hammer Bro. Why Daisy?
Oh, okay.
You know,
Maybe
She's
a
known for
farmer
building barns
the
in her
lore.
spare time.
maybe. I'm losing track. Who are we? This is Travis now, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Lean and mean. I think this one's easier than previous few rounds. Lean and mean.
Is it okay? I'm gonna say Luigi and Wario.
Oh, so close, but not close
I'll
enough.
say Wario and Waluigi.
You got no.
No, he didn't. He didn't. Yeah, no,
He
no.
did not.
Is it Luigi and Waluigi?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn it. The second
okay.
I said, I'm like, damn.
So close, so close.
Yeah.
Kirkland, here's a very hard one. The little guys. Who are the little guys? Maybe it's not that hard.
The little guys. I think Toad's one of them. I hope Toad's a playable character in these games.
Toad's definitely not in every single one, but some of them.
The other small character that's in there.
This is a really hard one, I'll say. You probably wouldn't even think of this character.
We've already mentioned Hammer Bro, who's another short man.
So Hammer Bro was playable in a Mario Party game.
In one of them, yeah.
What?
That's crazy.
What were they smoking?
I think that's cool. I love Hammer
It
Bro.
is, but it's just I think it's because Mario Party does have a list of other characters. Like I don't think Diddy Kong ever made it to one. Maybe he did one, but I don't know.
What's the name again?
Little guys.
The little guys. I'll go. No, that's not a playable character.
Who were you thinking as a playable? Who were you just thinking about?
I was gonna say like a Koopa or something, but
Mm.
no, that I don't think that's ever been.
I'd say
playable.
believe in yourself.
I'll say a Koopa and Toad then.
I'm gonna give it to you. It's Koopa Kid. It's Koopa
Yeah.
Kid
Wow.
and
Okay.
Toad.
Well, thank you. That was
Nice.
that was a
one.
half hint right there.
How many we got left there, Dylan?
We're halfway through.
Okay, no, I'm just planning out my hints.
You have
Sure.
2 hints left.
I know, I'm
And
just-
Kirkland has 1. This one's pretty good, Travis. Dry Thrones.
Sounds like some sort of porn.
There's another one up here that's very porn-like.
I feel like that has to be Bones and Peach, right?
You got it.
Yeah.
Way to
okay,
go.
Cool.
Way to go.
Nice.
So
Game
we're
of Thrones.
at 3-2 right now. Okay.
Back to Kirkland with the damsels in success.
Ooh, I'll go Daisy and Peach.
You got it. Nice job. Back to Travis for Tomboy Trouble.
What?
It's like Tom Bombadil reference or
Damsel in
something.
Success and
I think you
Tomboy
both got a
Trouble.
really easy one there. So that was, all things
I'd agree.
considered.
Tomboy. Tom.
Yeah, who do you associate as tomboys within the Mario verse?
So this is a tough thing. It's like, are they using it literal, or are they doing like, oh, that's a tom? Like some people refer to girls as like a tomboy, right? Like in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
So. Oh, because
It's definitely not Tom Nook. There's no Animal Crossing characters.
And like also, I don't think it's
Nice clarification though.
because he just did the two ladies. So then it would be probably a lady. And what's that name again? Tomboy.
Tomboy Trouble.
Tomboy Trouble. So I feel like that would be Daisy and somebody else. I'm gonna take a Hail Mary here. I'm gonna go Wario and Daisy.
Wrong.
Okay.
Kirkland for the steal.
What Tomboy Success? What is it?
Tomboy Trouble.
Tomboy Success.
I know it sounded weird. I think I was gonna go with Daisy, like Travis went with.
She does build barns in her free time, so.
Wonder how that factors into this one. I'm not getting much barn
Big tomboy
scent out of
activity.
the tomboy realm. My gosh, I don't know. Daisy and Boo.
It was Daisy and Yoshi.
Oh, Yoshi.
And what was it?
Forgetting Yoshi.
Tomboy Trouble. Yeah, I don't.
Where's Yoshi?
Where
going
does the
in that
Yoshi
equation?
fall into that, right?
Is he he's
He's
trouble.
the
then,
trouble.
Right?
He's the
Yeah,
trouble.
I guess I don't consider Yoshi trouble. I feel like he's like anti-trouble. He breaks you out of a lot of situations. But okay.
Yeah.
Kirkland, who are the Stash Clashers?
The Stash Clashers. I need Mario Wario.
Nice job.
Oh my god! What?
Travis, who are the Best Buds?
The Best Buds?
If I'll give you a free hint, I think one of these characters would think of the other as their best bud, and the other wouldn't. It's like a one-sided best budness.
Oh,
That's just
odd.
my perception. That's
Mario and Toad.
nice job. There you go.
Okay.
Crushed it.
Good hint.
You guys ready for a freaky one?
Sure.
Freaky deaky.
Kirkland, who are Green Escort? I'm not kidding. Green
That
Yoshi,
better not be Yoshi and Peach. I
Yoshi and
swear.
Luigi.
No.
Oh,
Good one with the green escort.
Yeah.
Travis for the steal. Green Escort.
See, I thought about using a hint, but I just feel like it's either Yoshi or Luigi, so not like hint worthy. So you said Yoshi and Luigi.
Well, you
I
would
feel
cancel
like-
one out, right? Like if he gives you one of those answers, you would know. Because it is
Yeah.
green. That's a big part
But
of it.
what if
You
he
don't
gives
know
me the
which
one
green.
that's not green, Kirkland? Now that we talked about it, right? And he'll do that. Look at that smile. The mustache trouble over there.
He
You know?
keeps his secrets over there.
I guess who else is green? Because you were completely right, Kirkland, because Luigi's the green and then Yoshi's the escort.
Yeah.
I gotta think, is there another green character or is there another character you can ride?
Mm.
And I don't think there's another character you can ride per se.
What escort? Is it a
So that's why I would
Madam of
say
the Night?
I hope not. So I'm gonna say it's Yoshi. And then who would be the next green character? Oh.
I think Hammer Bro has a green helmet, if that helps.
I feel like
Does
they're
he?
all types of colors.
Or
Maybe
pants.
he does. It's like a
He's
shell.
got some green. Yeah, maybe a shell.
You know, fine, I'll do it. Give me a hint.
You want a hint?
Yep.
Peach.
Gives you the
Okay.
non-green hint. There you go. So she's the escort. It is
I
Lady of the Night
guess so.
situation.
That's
That's
pretty
so.
much
I said it better not be. Someone look at what escort means, other than like get the meaning of, because that must be another word for princess, right? Yeah, don't do it. So our hands on board. I'm just gonna say green, or I'm gonna say Yoshi Peach.
Green Peach.
Yeah. The fact they're calling her escort, it has to be so. It's not. That's real bad. But
Escort, a person, vehicle, or group accompanying another for protection as a mark of rank.
Oh.
okay, you could say her rank.
So it's
maybe.
more
Okay.
protecting. Yeah. So I
Okay,
think that's
I'll
where the
just say Yoshi
even-
Peach.
Unfortunately, it's Peach Luigi.
Are you fucking kidding me? Why?
Because he's protecting the princess, right?
No, he's just green. So I thought at least escort could make sense. But
Okay, I really like
protecting
this
him.
one. I really like this next one. Travis, who are the marionettes?
oh, I don't know.
I'll give you a hint. It's not Gino from Mario RPG because he is literally a marionette, I think.
Oh boy.
Although they should put Gino in a Mario Party game. That would be very sweet.
The Marion Antoinettes? This is what they are?
The marionettes.
The
Not Marie Antoinette. No.
Oh God. Peach and Birdo?
Wow, what a guess. No. Kirkland for the steal.
The marionettes. I feel like I don't even know what a marionette is. What's
It's
Gino?
like a puppet, I think.
What's Gino? People have been asking that question for years.
I think you're both down to one hint each at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
There's 4 more after this.
4 more? Okay.
And Kirkland's got what? 4-2 to me on right now, I think.
It is 5-3 in Kirkland's favor right now, so he's got a lead.
I'm going to say Dry Bones Boo?
Mm-mm. It's all in the name, marionette. Maria as in like Mario, like a marionette. And then Toadette.
Oh,
Marionette.
Toadette. I would never thought of Toadette.
a literal
fun.
play on the word.
If I
yeah.
pronounced it differently, but I think I
Yeah,
should have pronounced the
fair.
word correctly, you know? But
Yeah.
I like that one. I think it's fun.
That's fair.
Over to Kirkland for the Bone Chokers. Who are the
Oh.
Bone Chokers?
I think Dry Bones is in there. I think who's choking him? Wario's got some massive hands. I feel like he could be a choker. Waluigi's got a certain strangle. I don't know, a tribute to him. Maybe it's his lankiness. The choker. The choker.
If he asks for a hint, you better give him Dry Bones because it'll be a little too obvious. You know?
The bone chokers.
You got it. The Bone
Okay,
Chokers.
bone chokers. Or are they just choking? Like when it comes down to it, like it's it's playoffs and they're just choking.
I don't know what they're doing when they're not on the board.
Yeah, someone that loses a lot.
Bone chokers. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll just go Dry Bones and Wario.
Not correct. Travis got the steal there.
How many questions are left there?
There are 3 more after this.
Okay. I'll just say Dry Bones and Waluigi.
It's Dry Bones and Birdo.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's always choking on the. Yeah, that does make sense with the
Yeah.
egg.
Okay, I think we're up to Travis here for
This is my second. Is it? Who do we? Oh, it started with Kirkland. So this is. I got 2 more. He has 1 more, right? Because he did
Yes.
the first question. Yeah. So
Yeah,
this is my penultimate one.
okay. Pure evil.
Oh fuck.
It's a hard one, I would say.
So that's a twofer, right? Because you could either is it pure evil that's strictly like it's just the most evil people together, or is it someone that's pure and someone that's evil?
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
And that's tough. Because these combo names have been all over the place.
Yeah.
They
Pure
have been.
evil.
There's been no pattern at all.
Well, I can't really.
1 hint each.
So I could still tie it. So I'm not going to use my hint here. I don't want to help Kirkland out. So I'm going to go hintless here. Pure evil. Like, Birdo's like an antagonist, but I wouldn't say she's pure evil, but...
Yeah, that's a bit much for Birdo.
She's a choker, not a
Yeah.
pure evil character.
Yeah. Dry Bones and Koopa Kid?
That was close, but not quite.
I'm gonna take the hint here. I
Okay,
think.
Travis was right about Koopa Kid.
Koopa Kid. Okay. So no Dry Bones.
Kirkland can end it right here.
Koopa Kid. Like, is a ghost an evil entity?
Depends on what movie you're
Yeah.
watching. Casper,
Casper, not so much.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Boo is mostly antagonist, usually always followed by some scary tunes, which is never really a sign of a good character. Fuck it. I'm gonna go Koopa Kid Boo.
You are correct. Well done.
I completely forgot about Boo. Good poll.
So that does give you the win, but we'll
Yeah.
play it out here. Who are the
Actually.
awkward date?
take the trophy again. Thank you.
Man loves that
Like, I'm gonna
trophy.
win one and come over and steal it.
Snap my trophy.
Awkward date, Kirkland.
Awkward date. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go. Okay, so it was the green escort for Peach.
That was Peach and Luigi.
We've
Yeah.
already done Mario Daisy.
Yep.
So the awkward date. Yoshi Birdo wouldn't be awkward, I don't think. I think they're a match made in heaven.
That'd be
Tongue-
wholesome.
Good tongue swallow action.
They're probably just getting it,
Choking
like,
on something other than
tied.
bones
Yeah.
for once.
They can
Yeah,
stand
exactly.
like 10 feet apart and still have a good time.
Awkward date. I feel like Peach and Toad would have a different name, so I don't think that's it. I'll go Luigi.
Mario.
I'm not strong. I don't feel good about this one, but Luigi Daisy?
Wrong.
Yeah.
That's the least
That's not
awkward
awk-
date.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe actually I could see that being awkward, but Travis, who you got?
I'll take my last hint here.
Okay. Waluigi.
And Peach.
Oh, Waluigi and Daisy. Come on.
Why makes the... I don't know. God damn.
Last one. Shopping buddies. Over to you, Travis. Who are the shopping buddies?
What? Why is anyone in a Mario game in Mario Party named the Shopping Buddies? What context does that have at all?
Don't spend too much time on this because it once again makes no sense.
Okay. I'll just say Mario and Waluigi.
Oh, not quite. Kirkland?
The shopping buddies. I'll
Yeah.
go Boo and Hammer Bro.
Oh, come on, guys. It's obviously Yoshi and Toadette. Why?
Toadette. Forgot about Toadette.
Never
Oh,
forget
that
about
was my next
Toadette.
guess. Yeah.
There you go.
That's fun.
Congratulations to Kirkland. That
Yes,
was
good
fun.
job. Yeah.
How fucking weird are those names? Like, that's the best they could come up with?
We
That was
should
strange.
we should definitely, maybe that's what in a couple weeks we're recording our next episode of the originals. That should be the main topic, that we should deem our team names, but also you should repulp that list to show Taya, but we should just break down some of those more because like shopping buddies
And
what
come
does
up
that
with some
even
better
mean?
names for...
come up with some better names for them and come up with some names for us too, for all the different...
Yeah.
How many combinations can there be? There can be 3 3s and 4 2s, is that right?
For what are you talking about?
Because like
For
us, the
GV?
GV, because there can be us, and there can be like a me, Kirkland Taylor, me, Dylan Taylor, and then
Yeah.
I guess is there actually 4 3s? We have to figure that out, right? There is
I'm not
4
good at
3s.
math when I'm
14 million fours.
on live
Yeah.
television.
But at least there's almost 10 combinations of pairings between
Yeah.
Geekverse and stuff. So we should do that the same way, because Marvel Alliance would do that too, right? When you would have them together, like, oh, it's Avengers, but then if you had one, then be like, oh, it's the Ultimate Avengers. Like, oh, that's
Right.
cool. So
Yeah.
next originals, look out for that. We're gonna break down that list and name ourselves.
Yes, very good
All
idea.
about us.
I like that. Well, how about we take our first break? We come back and we'll talk about the games we've been playing. Okay, we are back. So let's talk about this. So the first thing is this weekend, all three of us plus Taylor plus Emily played some Warzone, jumping back into Rebirth Island, which is kind of the remixed version of that map, along with all sorts of other random stuff. It's been fun. It's been fun to get back in there, and that's like also the map that I was playing the least. I feel like when that was the main era that you guys were playing a lot of that
Yeah.
one. So for me, it's less about like, ooh, look at all the little changes here or there, and more about just kind of experiencing this new map and figuring out the new strategies and stuff. But I found it like really hard the first couple times we played, but then we had a nice win streak on Saturday night. We had 2 back-to-back, and then like 5 wins overall over the course of the night.
Yeah,
4 or
and
5,
then I
yeah,
can't
something like
remember. Did we get another one when Kirkland left? I think we got 6.
I think
in
we did get
total, yeah.
one after he left. Yeah.
We got 6,
Oh,
and
okay.
the last game was second place, so we were really close to getting another one. So
Nice.
we other than, I don't know how many games we played, but we had 1 4th place and 1 10th place because Taylor almost on purpose made a bad call. But the rest of the night was either 1 or 2. We had a really good win rate on that night. So
Yeah,
I feel
it
like
was a
that
good
will
time.
be like the lowest my power level will be as well, because I had 0 custom classes. I was coming in level 1, and now I'm excited to make some custom classes and feeling the power of the sniper rifles again. They definitely feel more relevant than they did in the previous iteration of Warzone, and
Right.
satisfying. You never
you
want to
mean
just be like lining up a headshot and it's just like tunk, and you just like see
Yeah.
the armor like get damaged, not even break or anything. It's like,
Do you mean specifically on Rebirth or just like the mode in general?
I think just the mode in general, because this is the first time I've booted up like this new Call of Duty, I guess, since
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 3's been out.
Probably the size of the map helps a lot with that, I'd imagine, just in terms of
True.
like your distances
Absolutely.
are never really going to be that far apart.
Yeah.
Especially because the map's like so like kind of, it's not a mountain, but it almost has a mountain structure in the middle. So it's like
Yeah.
you can't really see from one end of the map to the other.
I feel like that map goes really well with like a sniper rifle or marksman rifle or something, just
Mhm.
because the ranges probably are so ideal. And if you're in, like you said, like maybe the more central area, like you have the high advantage over certain players. So yeah, no, it was a blast getting back into that. Hadn't played Call of Duty in a very long time, and I'm itching to get back in there again. Especially like I was saying, now that I've actually leveled up, it's so annoying. On every time they come up with these new Call of Duty games, you just like get reset at level 1. Now Taylor did say like
Yeah.
you get to keep like your guns, I guess, that you had unlocked in previous versions, but it's like, why do I have to level up to get that? Like it's the same game.
You have to
I'm
level
not-
up just to even open your loadout. You can't make a loadout. till,
yeah,
like, level
that's what I
6.
mean.
Yeah.
It's annoying, but
Did you unlock it by the end of the night? I'm trying to think how.
Oh,
far you got.
absolutely. Probably the
Yeah.
first game, but like because we were just going to the next game, I didn't like go to the main menu and like
Yeah,
make a
yeah.
class or anything like that. It's pretty minor, especially because like I won't even know what guns to really choose, because I know
Yeah.
the meta kind of shifts with each one of these new games.
It's so minor that it's like, why do they even bother? It's like,
exactly. But
that
no, it was
sense of
good.
progression from winning one game and unlocking it. It's kind of silly. I really like the pace of this Rebirth Island, and even relative to what I remember. I just feel like the games go by really quick. Like the zones close at a pretty rapid rate, which makes us go by quick, which I really enjoyed. That was my biggest takeaway, I think.
Yeah. No,
Any thoughts from you, Travis, on that?
No, it's pretty much what I've said before. There's a few other little changes, like you said, but it's all mostly interior stuff of like, oh, there's like a big group of rocks here now, or oh, they've changed the color scheme of this building. One negative was they didn't bring construction back. We were all hoping for that, and they didn't. It was control. Construction was like our go-to whole place
Right.
for many moons, and yeah, that was kind of disappointing. But you can swim now. You couldn't do that before, so that was interesting. So I do actually like that addition, because there's been a few times where I've needed to drink up me hearty and jump in there and just hold my breath for a little bit. So no, it's good. That map is like I've always wanted to. One time we have to try some rank, because that map I just feel like we know in and out. We played it so many times. When we got back there, it wasn't really a we got to get situated. It's okay, we know what we got to do, what we have to do. And even though we got 6, all the other times, like I said, we were like second. We could have probably got close to 10 wins and stuff. As I said before, notoriously, me, Emily, and Taylor one time won 9 games in a row. So that
that's
map is
insane.
just like, I don't know. There's just something that clicks with this group on it, because I feel like our goal when we played the other rebirths, like, if we can get the hat trick, like, that's lucky. One win is like okay, we did it, and the hat trick's always the goal. But that was like, we had the hat trick 4 games in, so it was like a nice one and done. So yeah, it's been fun to keep all the guns and characters, because at least that makes you want to buy a battle pass if there's something that interests you. It's not going to go away. I very much miss my Ghostface, and especially my Arnold Terminator. I really wish I still had that around. But no, it was a good time. That to me is like the peak version of the game, that map. There's all the other ones that are good, but they always feel like a little lesser than, and I don't know why. It's just a great time. So it was fun doing that.
Yeah, definitely. Travis, you been playing anything else lately?
A little bit here and there, but honestly, the only 2 games I've played is, I talked about a little bit, but I got to play it still more, as your game, since the movie had been completed. So I did that. And then there was the newest WWE game that came out, and I played that for a little bit. It's kind of similar to what Kirk was talking about a couple weeks ago. It was your F1 game, right? We were talking about the
manager.
The manager
F1
one?
manager, yeah.
Yeah, so like I've talked about this before, but that's both like, I've bought that wrestling game. I've not played a second of any of the wrestling of the characters and like that in the ring. I'm all about that general manager mode. They did a bunch of different changes this year to do with a lot of like free agency signings, and they did these things where now there's like a RPG level system. It's the most minor thing you can do, but all these characters have a bar from 0 to 25, and if you want, you can. The more they win, the more they wrestle, their bar gets to go up. You can put them in little interview segments, and that like trains them. So with each level, it goes from it's in 5s. They like unlock a perk. So maybe it's like, oh, this character every 4 weeks gets a power card, and that comes to you. Or it's something like they get 5% less injury rate, or their morale is better than everybody else's, or every time the superstar competes is worth $1,000. You know, so that has actually been kind of fun. I don't really love the free agency. Before, what you would do is let's say you have a roster of 10 wrestlers, right? And one of your guys goes down, you're like, okay, I need to go buy a superstar because you gotta have 4 matches, right? And let's say, oh, I only got 3 matches this week. Before, you would just go to free agency and it just lists everybody in the game that's not been bought. This one is you got to pay like amount, so whichever it is, the level from the 0 to 25. Let's say you want like a big time superstar, so you got to pay $50,000 just to look at only 4 superstars. So it's not like before where you get to pick from anybody. It's like a random dice roll kind of pack thing where you pay $50,000. And I'll probably have to buy the superstar because I need a match, but it's like you might get someone you don't want. Their class might not work. You might not like their promo. It might be because there's good guys, bad guys, and if you have good guys or bad guys versus each other, the fans usually don't like that. They want the clashing of the good and evil. So it's like, oh, if I got just 4 good guys, now I got to do that. So there's pros and cons to it. My only, I guess, kind of con again, and I don't know if it's just because I'm just not trying to brag, I'm good at the game or whatnot. My biggest con is they did a lot of quality of life changes, but a lot of the changes that me and the people are wanting are a bigger match card. So 4 is just really not enough because you want to like buy a bunch of wrestlers and everything, but with only 4 matches, if a person sits out, so let's say I have like Dylan and Kirklin, and I don't have enough room to put Kirklin on my roster, he'll get some stamina back, but his popularity starts to go down. And if you do that enough, then his matches, people don't want to see him. So I really wish some of the base game stuff was bigger. And the other thing is there's still no online. Every year they're like, oh, we're going to do that because this year they added an extreme AI mode. So before it was easy, medium, and hard. And then I did extreme. And it feels like maybe about... Here's the thing. It feels like it's about... You can play as long as you want. So they go in season, you play about 25 weeks of wrestling and you book 25 shows. And by season 2, so after I've done about 50 shows, it feels like I can kind of just destroy the AI, which I don't like. And I'm on extreme. I played on extreme right away. Once you play enough, it just feels like it kind of gets too easy. It goes to the point where now I've had to replay and go, okay, I'm going to pick the lowest popularity superstars just to give myself a challenge to do that. And eventually I still beat them, you know? So, and then it's been like, okay, I'm going to use not this feature. Like I've tried to do different modes. And then I've recently did the last thing where like I did everything where there's cards where, oh, your fan extension rate is like ×2. So if you get 10,000 this week, you use this card, you get 20,000. I'm using no cards. I'm using nothing bonus, and I'm still beating the AI eventually. So yeah, I wish there is like me and S-Bubs are looking into it. You can do like the stream play off PlayStation, but S-Bubs listens to this. I want to play him, but at the same time, he still loses to the AI. So, I don't know if it's going to be a challenge. I want, like, wrestling games has some of the worst spammers online. I never play online because there's people that just, like, embarrass you, never make you want to pick up a controller again. Like, you won't even get to throw a punch in because the reversal.
Briggs versus Taylor. Whatever era that was.
In Gear, yeah, pretty much. So that's my only thing is it's very fun. I love dealing with contracts and superstars and injuries. It's almost, I don't know why. I guess I should have realized this earlier. It's like what I do my day job. So I don't know why I still like to do it in a video game, but I guess because it's with pro wrestlers. And Dylan, you've seen this before in other games in wrestling. Like the creation community is nuts. Like who they create.
Oh,
so it's great. Like all the other wrestling companies, you can like people do such a good job of creating them, and you can put them all in this general manager mode. So like you're really playing with any wrestler in the world you want. So that's why I just would like it to be expanded a little. But I literally only buy the game for that. If they ever take it out, I'll stop buying wrestling games. I love that in Madden. I love doing those type of things. I guess I love also having like $3 million that is fake and I can do whatever I want with. So, but yeah, that's my biggest complaint. I'd love online because I'd love to bump into that person that just kicks my ass, because then it'd be like, hey, I got a real challenge then. But it'd be a very tough thing to coordinate because with a match, you can just say, hey, I want to fight Dylan. And then it's like, oh, Dylan and you pair together. GM mode, it's like you can't just play anybody. You'd have to like start a season. You have to be on at the same time. Like you'd have to synchronize it. Really, it's not like war. It'd be like if we could play Warzone together, but the only way you could play is all 3 of us have to be online at the same time. So that's why it's like I get why they haven't pushed it to be like online soon. So that's really it. I'm talking about this because that's what I played about a couple weeks ago, but really still not. I've been like, I'm gonna get in a bunch of games once the filming's done. I probably will, but a lot of the weekends have just been busy, or we're trying to do lots of hikes and everything, and soccer's starting up this week, so that's why I need to make a game plan of what I want to tackle here. But yeah, it's pretty much just been that. Play a little bit of your game, a little bit of my general manager mode, and that's really it for the past month, and just Call of Duty and some Outlast. So that's it, because the most game time has been with you guys, honestly, is on the weekends and been with you. So
definitely a lot of Outlast and Warzone lately. Kirkland, how about you? What have you been playing?
Other than my Warzone adventure this weekend, nothing too impressive. I did get weak and start a new Warhammer campaign a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Mostly because I was just thinking of Dune 2 and how amazing that movie is, and specifically the scenes that were showing off the Harkonnens and like doing their arena battles to the death, and just the whole aesthetic is very close to like the whole Dark Elf aesthetic from that game, that whole race and faction, and they are by far my favorite, just mechanics wise. Like, they're super aggressive. Your whole economy is just based on going to war and like raiding and pillaging others' lands. And I was just playing it, having so much fun. This is probably my favorite campaign I've actually ever played. Like, it's going really well and very different than like your normal path that you'd be going when you play the Dark Elves. Of course, like naturally their main enemies are the High Elves, and I just have not even been like dealing with them at all. I've just been focusing on the races of men and just bringing them down to the ground. And no, it's been so fantastic. And as I was mentioning, just like the similarities to like the Harkonnens. When you make like a new lord to lead your armies or whatever, they usually just have like a random placeholder name or a name like affiliated to the lore of whatever race that you're playing. And one of my lords, I didn't even like notice it at first, but his name is just Rotha, essentially Fade Rotha, just without the fade part. And I'm like, man, this is hilarious. This is actually like completely on the nose to the point that like that they pulled certain inspirations from. Warhammer like notoriously has just like straight up stolen like certain like races or whatever. Inspired. There you go. But I feel like they're so close sometimes. It's like, okay, it's they didn't even try and hide it. Like, it's clearly just like this orc from Warcraft or something, like just totally ripped from that. But I mean, it's good. I like all that in my fantasy worlds for sure. But no, the campaign's been fantastic, and and every time I play the Dark Elves, they are so fun. But once you like are really dominant and you're just like taking out like so many nations and you just spread so far, and like they are just a pure evil race, you're like, man, this is rough. Like, I feel like there's no hope left in the world. I'm just literally destroying everyone. Every path that I go on is just like burning all these cities, and I'm just like, am I the bad guy? Like,
it sounds like it. From what you're descripting this game as. So.
But no, it's been lots of fun, and but other than that, like I haven't been diving into anything too different. I haven't jumped back into Princess Peach since I talked to you last on that one, Dylan. Shay's actually picked up Animal Crossing again after like many month hiatus, and she's gone. Like, I've described it before, Shay isn't one to like play a lot of different games, but when she finds one, she just sinks like hundreds of hours in.
Same with Muds for sure.
Stardew was her first original one, and then Animal Crossing. She's jumped back in. I was asking her if there's like any new mechanics or anything that like. She's like, no, not really, but I'm just like, she just is inspired on like something to change on her island, and she's a hardcore when it comes to Animal Crossing. But no, other than that, just some more Warzone. I'm excited to jump back in that.
When you brought up, I don't know why I thought this, but when you brought up Dune, what is your guys' temperature on Dune Awakening right now? Are you guys, is that still like you dipping your toes in there, or is that still like wait and see?
Sorry, Dune Awakening, is that the...
That's not
the MMO. That's not the RTS. That's the other one.
Not the RTS, the other one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it on Sidequest when they had that new trailer.
Yeah. So I'm doing a temperature check right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it does look fun. I think I was more interested in it after watching that because it seemed more like a co-op survival-y game that you could just play with your friends rather than needing to integrate with the MMO stuff. But then again, like, I don't know how much you will need to really get into that MMO cycle of it for it to be enjoyable or how good it'll feel. But like that most recent trailer, I was pretty impressed by, not necessarily visually, but just in terms of the variety of things you get to do. So I'd say I'm higher on it than, I mean, it's not that I was super low. It's just like we saw that teaser trailer, then found out it was an MMO, and then there was like nothing for a while. So I think I'm warmer on it now than I once was.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like that's my timeline recently, is more people warming up to it. So
Nice.
I,
Yeah.
I like the idea of what it is. The MMO is like a big blocker for me, but
Yeah.
I also want to maybe wait and see like more gameplay and just what the loop does
That's where I
entail.
am. Just that
because-
first week of what people are talking about. you know?
Yeah. The word of mouth will, I think, go a long way for me. Like that's what happened with Helldivers. Like I really had no interest on that release, but it was just like the word of mouth afterwards, and then talking to certain people that had played it, and that's what sold me on it. So yeah, we'll wait and see for sure, but it could be fun, with the boys. Jump in there.
Mhm.
Have you done much Helldivers other than when you did that? I still.
Oh yeah. Me and
Okay.
Tyler played some more games, and that game is I still highly recommend that game. It is super super fun.
Yeah, that's been on the my game path of like the next 3 games I play. It's been like because I just feel like that'd be a fun game night as well too. Like
Oh,
us getting
absolutely.
together on Helldivers. I think we could have a couple good sessions. So
It's intense. It's intense.
Love it. Yeah, for me, really just one game. I started a couple new games on Game Pass, but I think I'll wait till I've played more of them. But the one that I wanted to shout out is that me and Muds. I bought this game years ago, but we finally played through Untitled Goose Game.
Ooh,
I don't know why now is finally the time to do it. I think we just like one night wanted to play a game. We've been playing a lot of Mario Kart and Mario Party lately, so we just wanted something different and kind of went back to that Switch download list and realized I installed it like a few years ago now at this point. But yeah, we booted up and we're already done with it because it's like a very short game. I think it's like took us like 2 hours to get through the whole thing. We played through it co-op, which they added at some point after I think the release of the main game of it. But I also too with that other with House that studio's next game. Travis, do you remember the name of it? We talked about it at Summer Game Fest, but now I can't remember what the heck it was called. But it had like all those weird like circle creatures with the big nose features, and it was like very funny.
oh yeah, I don't
what the
remember.
hell was
I
that
feel
game
like it had not a common name too. Not like, but then that should be sticking out, right? It should be like
Big Walk. There you
Green
go.
Escort
Big
is
Walk.
what it was called.
Big Walk does sound like a Mario Party tag team
Yeah.
battle sort of
Oh,
name,
yeah.
but no, that game looks great, and so I kind of want. This game's been on my backlog ever since it came out, but finally went and played through it. And I think it was kind of like a so experience. Like it was fun enough time as any co-op sort of thing is, but overall, I just felt like the controls were just very like wonky. Like it felt like the controls were intentionally annoying, which is the whole theme of the game is that you're just being this annoying goose, like harassing people and solving these stupid little puzzles and stuff. But then I ended up finding it like a bit frustrating to kind of just try and do the thing you want to do because you're walking through these gardens and then people are like shooing you away, and so it's like forcing you to like move in this direction. Or there was a couple points where we got a little lost at like, man, this is such a specific thing of like you have to throw these tomatoes out of this box and then like bait this guy over here, and then he'll go get the tomatoes, then you can put a bucket on his head. Like, how was I ever gonna figure that out on my own? It just seems like a bit much at times. But those are kind of the outliers. For the most part, it was just a good fun time, and it was kind of short and sweet. And I really like the visuals of it. I thought the music was really, really interesting and surprising because it was almost like improvised jazz music or something. I could not tell if it was actually had like these improv elements into it, or like depending on what kind of actions you take or where you move, it like put certain instruments or lines in or whatnot. But it seemed like, I don't know if you go on Spotify, like what it would sound like and if that would capture kind of the chaos that you're doing in game. But it was a very surprising soundtrack for what is this otherwise like very cheesy, silly, lighthearted game. But yeah, I at the end of the day, I think it was maybe a bit overhyped for how good it was. Like I think it was more just like it was a cool concept rather than like actually playing it wasn't like the best time ever. And I think if I had played it alone, I would have really just not cared for much at all. Like as a co-op experience, messing around, having some fun with Muds, it was a good time. But like as a solo experience, I don't think I really would have enjoyed it a whole lot personally. So yeah, I don't think I have much more to add on that. I'm glad I finally played it, but yeah, I don't think it really blew me away like I was hoping it would. But there you go. That's kind of really the only new thing. Just once again playing so much more Balatro. I think I've complete a run now with every base deck, and now I'm on like the higher difficulties and unlocking some of the higher level decks, unlocking some crazier stuff, had some other crazy runs. It's just such a good time. So once again, go back, check out my little solo cast from last week when I hear what that game's all about, but it's really, really good. So yeah, how about we move into the news section where we just have a couple trailers to break down. But also I saw this, Travis, you posted in our Discord today that there's an Invincible game in
Yes.
development. And I looked into it. There's not much info yet,
No.
but you guys as the Invincible guys, like, what do you
Wow.
want from that kind of game? Like, what sort of genre would you be hoping for?
Dylan, if someone had only watched season 1 out of 2 seasons, would they be considered the Invincible guys? I don't know. There's a
He's
guy
seen
here for
half the
sure.
show. That's pretty good.
That's true.
Thank you for defending me, Dylan.
Yeah. It's interesting because the meme's just been like, oh, they beat Warner Brothers to Superman game, which is kind of funny because they're saying it's going to be a triple A one. And that's been always the thing. Warner Brothers like, oh, we just don't know how to do a Superman game and stuff. So I think GTA has those mods. I think we need a lot more details. This could be one of those things that actually never even happens, even though Skybound is pretty good at not just putting because that's Robert Kirkman who does Walking Dead and Invincible and a whole slew of other things. I feel like they don't willy-nilly put stuff out there like, oh, we're doing this. It's not like the Spawn movie that's been in development for 15 years. It's kind of like, oh, we're doing this and it's for this long, it's for this amount, or it's only, this short a time. We're going to try this out and see. So I think there's lots of potential there. I'm not sure if it'd be similar to, because this is a thing that I've not read the comic books. If you want, you can go check out a bunch of people. Yeah, GUA has read them, but I've said before, I will read them, but after the show, because I don't want to be spoiled because the show's following it very beat for beat. So I wonder if the game would do the same thing. I would actually kind of like that because I think season 1 or whatever the volume 1 is, whatever they fall with him and Omni-Man would be kind of a great setting for a game. But that's pretty much, he doesn't have like the laser eyes, but that's the best way to say it. If they were to pull it off, Dylan, it could be like similar to a Superman game. Guy can fly, super speed, super strength, all that kind of jazz. He is somewhat invincible. I'm sure there's something that can kill him. We haven't got there, at least in the show, but he's invincible, but he's not like Superman where, okay, if he takes a punch, it's like, oh, is that the best you got? If Mark takes a punch, it's going to hurt. So he has like super, not healing, just durability. Like like after season 1, he was almost paralyzed, but he's still like healed up. So it's like a combo. It's like similar to Wolverine, but Wolverine heals a lot quicker. He would take the same damage as a human, but you just couldn't kill him. So I think that could be very fun. I want to wait for more details, but they put it out there for a reason. I don't know why. I'm not saying it's like, oh, and from a year from now we're getting it. No, I just mean that maybe job listings or stuff like that would start to leak, so they would rather just get ahead and say, here's what we're doing, and the Invincible hype is big right now.
I think they maybe announced it because they looks like they're doing like a crowdfunding campaign thing for it. So
yeah, there you go. So
yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I didn't know it was crowdfunded, so that makes me a little worried about how far we're gonna go into this because I just
I mean I was looking into Skybound and like I don't think they've developed any games before. Like I think most have been like a publisher, but then like it looks like they're trying to get into game development. It looks like there's a couple other games announced that they're working on. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that really means. So it's kind of hard for me to get much info out of that part.
So maybe I take it back that maybe there is a chance you don't see it ever, or it becomes just a mobile game, even though they say AAA. But in a perfect world, if I could get even a couple tiers down from an Arkham Spider-Man adaptation, I think there could be lots of fun to be had.
So you'd want like an open worldy sort of game.
I think you have to. Yeah, I think with this one, you'd want to be flying all over and have those fights in the air with people and stuff. So I think open world would be kind of necessary and needed. So
nice. Any thoughts, Kirkland, on this? You care about this?
Yeah, I think I'm allowed to share some thoughts on watching one season of Invincible. No, I love this idea. I love what Travis is pitching. I just kind of see it going the route of majority of like the other anime type games go, where they're mostly just fighters. Now, like you can have story in there for sure, as well as world traversal. Like even there's been plenty of Dragon Ball games that have done that. Like they do have an open world element to it. But like it's not like it's an open world in the sense of like you just come up into some mobs and you just like start fighting them. There'll be like a cutscene or a loading screen before you do the actual fight session. And I think it would I think that would be really good. I can picture just with how good like some of these Dragon Ball games have done their combat, translate that to the world of Invincible, and you can definitely feel the effect of these powerful characters scrapping on screen. And I think that would be fantastic. I think it's just really cool that Invincible is just getting more and more, I don't know, traction. It's just growing. It seems if they're doing these other media forms for it. So that's it's great. I really hope that it does. I don't know. We just get more info soon for something solid, or maybe not soon, but when we do hear it, it is like a wow. Okay, this is actually a game. You know, like they have a full on idea of what they're doing, and yeah, I hope that's the case. I'm excited to catch up. So Travis stops giving me shit and posting me on these things. It's
Better,
good.
man.
It's good because it is only a matter of time until I get spoiled. So
Yeah.
Shay's going to Victoria for a while here, so we can I can catch up on. On some
You're just gonna play
Invincible.
more Total War. Don't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
I got 2 screens. I could throw it up.
True. Yeah, good stuff. And then next up, this is probably going to be more of a quick hit, but worth shouting out, is that there's a new Prince of Persia game announced just recently called the Rogue Prince of Persia, which is, another 2D Prince of Persia game, funny enough, that's announced, coming out just a couple months after the Lost Crown. But this is from the Dead Cells team, so, makers of one of the biggest roguelikes from the last few years, and they're making a roguelike Prince of Persia. So, yeah, I think this is a really great idea. I love that Ubisoft is giving the reins of Prince of Persia to other types of teams, and in this case, an indie team. And in this case, like, they've picked the best of the best because these people make a 2D action-based game, so it's kind of like the perfect combination for them. So yeah, I think this is just really cool. I'm really glad that Ubisoft is doing this. I wonder if people still have an appetite for this, especially after Lost Crown, and I'm not sure what the sales of Lost Crown
I don't think they were good, if I remember, because I thought that was a big narrative of, because I thought it
see if I can
reviewed very
find out
well, but I think it was very kind of just a miss in that department, because it's interesting because I think I agree. Okay, I don't think I agree with you. I do agree with you on one aspect where, like, if you want a team to do it, because I don't play these games, but like with yourself and others talking about them, people, the game community are happy with these, right? As far as like, this is really cool. But it's like, I still think, not that there's a huge base, but it's like, I still think there's the gaming community and then the Prince of Persia community. And I wonder if this would be similar, like let's say Assassin's Creed next year stopped after that Japan game, right? And then a decade later, or however many years it was in between the Prince of Persia game of the last one to the one whenever, last decade, I imagine, right? I don't know what the space was, but would Taylor be wanting like these versions of Assassin's Creed game? And I don't know if he would, and that's how I wonder, did you find out any sales on the Prince of Persia one? Or
What I found here is that apparently it had 300,000 players. But I mean, if that's the case, like, that's not even cracking 1 million copies sold. So,
and that's I just remember from podcasts and
and
headlines.
then I found another number here, maybe 2 million. So I don't know. Who knows?
2 million eyes have seen the trailer, but no. So it's what I like is because for the first time today I actually saw Wish, and I do agree with people where there's a combination of they were trying to go for like the old school Disney animation but updated, and I don't think it always worked for all that movie. I think there was frames and sections that did, but for the most part it was like a little bit off. This looks like the perfect combination. This looks like a game, like, remember, it's even older than that, I guess, but like those Aladdin Sega games, like, those Sega games like Earthworm Jim, they're based on that. Like, to me this looks like a throwback but done with today's like power and effects, and it looks really cool in movement. So I like the look of it. It's a thing of like, this is a game I would play if I had no list, but I do have a list. So that's the tough thing where I think not even for Prince of Persia games, I think this and the other one fall in that category of I'll get to it one day, because it looks like I'll just call it what it is. It looks like a smaller version of the other games, which it is, right? But it almost, some people might look at that as like a step down, like, oh, Prince of Persia doesn't warrant this big thing anymore. It's this type, and it's can be good, but there's also just so many good games out there now, right? It's much like TV and movies. It's like people have to be a lot more choosy, and just because the word Prince of Persia is on it doesn't mean, and maybe it's just been too long, but I guess this would sell better than just a game like this and called like The Sand King, something like that. Like, I'm sure there'll be a few more people that would check it out. So looks really cool, but I wonder, even back to back, if that's a smart thing. But art style though looks like really beautiful. I love the movement, love the visuals. So
Yeah. I mean, I think this one might be set up for, like, Lost Crown was, I don't even know what team that's from, and I'm usually clocked in on these kind of things, but I think that, the Dead Cells is like such a successful game, so all sorts of big DLCs over the years, gained a huge audience. So I think you have two audiences in one here, plus like just the roguelike audience in general is pretty huge these days. So hopefully that works out for them. And also I imagine these games, these 2D games have smaller budget than what might a counterpart be in like a traditional game, third person sort of one. But I think there's potentially for some like good momentum if these, because Lost Crown, maybe the sales weren't amazing, but I think it's one of those games that will sell well over time. And I think it got really good reviews. People love that game. I imagine this will have the same thing. And then if that Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake comes out and is good,
Yep.
which it's been rocky, but if it comes out and is good because they've given it more time, I think that'd be a great little kind of 1, 2, 3, and then would be a good setup for potentially a new like mainline game or something. But I feel like where this series is, like it's never been the biggest series in the world. This is like cool that it's kind of getting these sorts of games, and it's nice that you're getting something.
Get the name out there,
Yeah,
like you said.
definitely
so.
keep the IP alive. Kirkland, what did you think of this, or any interest in this for yourself?
I mean, like as soon as you said it was from the Dead Cells team, it totally makes sense to me because I mean, not even the gameplay, but the actual look and aesthetic of it. Like it just totally screams Dead Cells, and I played quite a lot of Dead Cells. Never beat it. It's a hard game, but definitely really fun to, if you haven't played it for a long time, like just pick up and do a run here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So just knowing that definitely appeals to me, and I would definitely want to pick this up. I think it's also one I could probably just see go on like that rotation of like basically PlayStation Games Pass equivalent, those types of rotations. So if I see it on there, I'll download it right away. But for the price point, which I don't know what it is, I'm not gonna jump on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
$800.
it's probably going to be like funneled into Ubisoft Plus or whatever the hell they call
which
that
is
at
a
some
part
point.
of that's part of the PlayStation, at least the level that I have.
There you go.
So
Nice.
yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, I also played some Dead Cells and never beat it. I didn't love it that much, but I'm also very picky when it comes to roguelikes, which I, funny enough, talked about last week on that Belatro episode as well. But I love the art style of this. I think it looks great. It looks kind of like Sable or Roller Drome. It has that sort of, I don't know, something about it. It just smells like those kind of games a little bit, if that makes sense. And then, I don't know, like the gameplay of it, like, Dead Cells as well, like, kind of is a slower, sluggish game, intentionally so. It's more about like this slower, heavier combat, and then of course as you like go through and power up, you get insane. So I'm sure the same thing will happen here. But it did look like the way the character was running, it looked like he was almost running in slow motion or something. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But it's definitely on the radar now. Lost Crown. I checked out the demo for it, and it was really, really cool. But I'm just trying to be more, conscious of how many games I'm buying on a yearly basis. So I'll check it out at some point for sure. But anyway, there you go. That's the Rogue Prince of Persia. Next up is Star Wars Outlaws got a new trailer, a story trailer. Along with this came a release date of August 30th, which I was not expecting. A very weird kind of release date, but I think it actually could work out well for them. But yeah, what did you guys think of this trailer? Throw to you, Kirkland, first.
By the end of this trailer, I realized I don't think I'm gonna buy this game. I think this trailer wasn't super impressive for me. Also, I think it was missing
Lightsabers.
Exactly. Yeah, it was just a lot of Star Wars things. I mean, it's kind of what I was gonna say. It's just it didn't really feel like a super Star Wars story until they would just throw to like, oh, here's Jabba the Hutt, or here's calcified Han, like these big landmarks that like brought you to the Star Wars world. I feel like I should be feeling that just from the world and like the creatures and stuff. Now I know we saw some like Twi'leks and some other Star Wars characters in there, or creatures in there, but there's just something to it that didn't really scream out to me. And I think the story trailer, like, I'm not super interested in the story, as well as it not feeling like a super Star Wars-y type world for me personally. So I'm, maybe word of mouth will, change it. But as of right now, I'm not sold on this first showing.
Mm-hmm. Travis, how are you feeling about this one?
I was the complete opposite. I think that's what sold me on is that, because I guess my problem is so much of time Star Wars is just throwing in your face that this is a Star Wars thing. Like, whatever you want to say about the prequels, George Lucas made some Star Wars movies first that had some Star Wars stuff around, but it wasn't like what we've got in a lot of the shows and some of the movies where it's very much of, hey, this is this. And I know that's what maybe Kirkland was referring to, like, oh, you see Han there and stuff. But what my hope is that it's focused more on telling a story about being its own self that's set in the Star Wars world. So, okay, throw a landmark there, a character there, but then really it's about your journey. And what I liked is just the variety of characters, seeming Emily types. Like, there's certain, like, just droids, locations. That was the other thing for me too, is like in the story trailer, I feel like they showed a lot, but just shows like you're going a lot of different places. I don't know how many planets, how big that is, but that's what
I think
like
there's something like 10 to 12 planets, moons.
it felt
that
like
sort of thing.
that, and that's where I feel like that's going to keep it fresh. And I'm fine if they're the size like what Jedi Survivor was, right? Where they're kind of open world, but it's like I don't know, a 200 like a football field version of that, like a bunch of football fields, 4 of them put together, and that's your sandbox of okay, you're landing at Kashyyyk, but you're only seeing like this slice of Kashyyyk, right? And I would appreciate it more than we're just gonna build this one big world because you can go to these different locations. So no, I really was enjoying that. I was very surprised by the date. I thought this was going to be more of the fall. I think they're just trying to get ahead of the other games. I feel like it could have been, not that I want devs to be rushed because, you know, of course, like they have their sanity. I think it would have been better maybe at the beginning of August because I feel like right before school could be a bad time. But maybe this is like, I don't know where the gauge is for Star Wars right now as a whole as a franchise, right? I just feel like I don't know if it is. I was going to say, oh, that's the thing. People could maybe even put in Christmas presents and everything, but I just don't even know if kids are like asking for that nowadays, right? I don't know because like my kids, they like Star Wars, but out of the things I like that we've watched, it's not the thing that they're always asked about. They enjoy it, but it's not like, oh, I really want to get back to Star Wars, where I hear that about Lord of the Rings or Are You Afraid of the Dark or the Marvel stuff or X-Men. Like, oh, if we haven't watched the episode, they know, oh, we got to watch that. But with Star Wars, like, oh, they'll watch it when I'm around. They want to watch it every once in a while. So I don't know what the factor is. But this trailer, no, like I said, did their verse for me. I'm hoping to fall in love with this character and the world and then happen to have some Star Wars stuff around. And it's maybe I like that too because it's the dark times again, and I don't want too much of just being reminded of the dark times and stuff. So, but yeah, it's taking place in between episode 5 and 6. So that was fun to kind of get that confirmed at least. So,
Right.
Kind of annoying. They announced like the Jabba the Hutt mission. It's going to be exclusive to Ubisoft Play, which I'm worried that's the start of other things. So I think
Or like a season's pass, you mean, right?
For a what? Sorry.
Like the season pass for the game?
No, I think there's a whole mission that's exclusive just to Ubi Play. Like if you got to play it on there.
Okay, I thought it was
but
part of like the season's pass thing for the Jabba specific part.
I'd have to look it up, but I feel
Either
like,
way, I think it's really grimy to show
Yes.
that in this trailer if it's not part of the default game.
Yeah.
Especially like, you know, do it at the end of the trailer where say like season pass content, show a picture of Jabba there. Sure, that's still a little bit grimy, but I think that's extra grimy. So,
okay,
yeah,
you're right.
Okay.
So it's either the Ubi Play eventually or the season's pass. So
Okay.
which yeah, I do agree with, but that's what games and Ubisoft do. Not saying it's a good thing, but that's just kind of like what I expected.
I just
But
think, yeah, putting it in the trailer is like super, super dirty. I mean, I guess that's what Jabba would do. You know, if he were going to do something with his content, he would make you have to pay extra for it. So I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, but no, August very much surprised me. I thought it would be fall or early next year, but those kept being the rumors that it's coming soon. I didn't believe it, but yeah, I'm excited. I will definitely be picking up. I usually pick up most stuff Star Wars comic book related. Suicide Squad was like the first thing I skipped, and this has shown me enough good stuff. And I am actually excited. I made the joke at Kirkland, but I'm excited not to be a Jedi. I'm excited to go be a scoundrel, and they show a couple Jedis here or there. But like, I'm excited to get a different slice of the universe because it's been that, or it's been other games where you play as Jedi, as Battlefront, Lego, which I like. But this is a fully focused Star Wars game that is a non-Jedi one. I think there could be some good potential there. So,
Yeah, no, I'm probably surprisingly on Travis's side of this too. Or I don't know, whatever it is about this game, I just think it looks like a lot of fun. I think definitely one thing that sold me here on this trailer was just like the variety. It's what you're saying there,
Yes.
Travis, of all these different locations, different city locations, weird little offshoot towns, crazy different moons and planets, and some known places, some new places that they've talked about. So I really like that. I like the variety of it. I like the character too. I think she looks fun. Like she's like a character that I want to play as. I like the scoundrel angle to it as well. $90 hard to justify,
Yeah.
you know, in this economy. I highly doubt I'll be picking this up at launch. It's probably a similar situation where, you know, months ago I borrowed the second Jedi Survivor game from Taylor rather. Still haven't booted it up, but it's back on the shelf somewhere. I'll play it at some point, and I'll probably hope he gets the physical version on his Xbox and I can borrow it sometime down the road. That's kind of what I'm
some
hoping
cool
for.
case with like some collector's edition
Yeah.
that he's gonna have to pick up. You know.
Yeah, but no, I do think it does look like a lot of fun. I'm sure it's going to be probably by the end of it, like kind of like a kind of mindless classic open world sort of game. But I think for what they're doing here, if you have enough variety and you have a good setting and you're sticking true to the IP, I think that will work enough. I don't. If I'm losing a Jabba mission, it's not the end of the world for me. But I still think it is interesting. Like I just feel like Jabba's not a character that shows up in these things ever, right? Like he's not a character they dip back into to explore. So I think that's kind of a cool idea. I also saw too that apparently Kyra is in this, like Emilia Clarke's character from Solo. So to me, that's like actually a really cool kind of deep cut pull to bring in here as well. So that's kind of fun. And one thing that they mentioned in this trailer is the character's like, oh, I gotta build up my crew to go do this mission, whatever she says. And that seems like an interesting idea to me. I'm guessing it'll be linear, like you get this one guy and he's like the gun guy, you get this one guy, he's the map guy. But if there is more of an RPG mechanic there where you can go around and recruit different aliens and freaks and robots and droids to do certain tasks on your ship or things for you, like that could be a really cool idea. So I'm keeping my expectations low on that because I'm guessing it's more of a linear story thing. Even then, that does seem like a fun element to the story, but I think that could be really cool. Like just that Starfield mechanic of building up the people on your ship.
Starfield,
yeah, but doing that with Star Wars and all these freaky aliens, I think could be really cool. Since I'm, not a big story lore guy with the Star Wars stuff, and this is the story trailer, I don't know. What did you guys think of the story hook here and who they're setting up as like this villain or these other characters in here?
Like serviceable. Like it's something from a trailer where hopefully it's good, but I it's tough because I feel like most, even like Jedi Survivor, they have their high points and low points for, oh, this is really cool to I don't really care about this story point here. So I worry that could be, I worry the outside stuff could be more entertaining than the antagonist, but maybe it's something that once you're in the game, it's feeling really well and there's some good twists and turns. But I feel like it's just going to be a good mafiosa type of bad guy story to set you up. Because that's the same thing. I don't want to be like, oh, and Darth Vader is after you now for X, Y, and Z. Like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah,
so this is kind of like, even if it is just like the basic old school Marvel like B tier villain that's just kind of there to get bopped, I'm kind of okay with that. If it's anything more, then perfect. But I'm fine with it.
I hear what you're saying about not the big bad, but I don't know. I didn't like this villain. I wouldn't even want to say that like I would prefer Palpatine being back again here. Yeah, like I don't know what the answer would be to that, but just for what was shown here, it I don't know. I just think overall I wasn't super fan of the trailer, and the villain was one of the weaker parts of it for me. But
all right, any other thoughts on that one?
No, like I said, surprised it's in August. I guess you'll hear from Taylor and I.
I look forward to a review from Travis and Taylor there on that one, and maybe my thoughts on it 7 months later when I borrow it from him.
Do a Star Wars catch up. You can do a retro of Survivor and that.
Yeah. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you everyone for listening. Once again, go check out that Fallout review, and I think next week I will have Taylor with me to talk about some more video game stuff. So thank you everyone for listening, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Adios.